everyone chose to spend some of their weekend on poetry. So thanks to you guys. So paper money, just as context for a poem partway through, in Taiwanese culture, when someone has passed, oftentimes we'll fold joss paper into shapes like paper boats, and burn it so that the person in the afterlife has money to spend and enjoy themselves. It's a way of paying our respects and also just continuing a relationship to our ancestors. The first poem I'm going to read is called Conjugation. It's one of the few that I use to play with language. I feel like the other ones are just going to be grief. Sorry, y'all. Conjugation. Be sure to pick the lime before it ripens into lemon. Catch the rise before it falls to rose, lilac to lily, orchid to orchard. Tell me where we missed. Strike 1, strike 2, the clock strikes 12. The mouse runs down, and you're out, now sick, stricken, stroke. As in stroke of luck, or genius, light strokes, smooth strokes, oar or brush, breast or butterfly. Stroke a cat, and flutter past the boathouse. This microphone okay? This next one, how many of y'all know Jose Olivares? Citizen Illegal. Okay, well, it starts with an epigraph from his poem, which is Note Vaporub, but in it he calls it Vaporu, where this is his quote, "In my house, Vaporub is for headaches, sore muscles, nightmares, and everything else." My poem's called Inheritance. The label was always rubbed off. In pockets and purses, thumb-sized nesting dolls hid nubs the children found by smell. Mentholated trails like winter sweat. This mint stub came from strip mall oriental marts and ran across foreheads, into temples, under nostrils, until it ran out and the father ran back for more. Bohe chased after sighs and closed eyes. It knocked when the house grew hungry, the phone card parched. When they sat on the third-hand couch, each wearing 4 coats, when they slept the same way and had to get up, it followed the father up smokestacks, his fear of heights falling like seasoning over TV dinners as Wheel of Fortune spun. The kids grew up, the marts closed down, phones froze faces as voices. They learned to stuff pockets with lottery tickets. But even with all their good English, the kids could never solve the puzzle. And then this next one, I'm just going to give the image. Normally for a poem, I want you to work for it, but I'm just going to tell you, my friend has a photo of her son and her husband flying a kite. My friend posts a photo of her weekend, and I have the same memory. From here, the sky is a glass of water, stitched along its rim with late summer oaks. Her son stands half a thumbnail tall, head of black hair angled up, arms out from his sides, his hands starred in wonder. His dad arcs an arm toward the sky, pinning string between his fingers as the invisible unspools. The same wind floated my grandfather's laugh, as the two of us, the only ones on the field, tugged a flying fish across the upturned lake. You guys okay? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going. Okay. This one's called White Peaches. It's for my grandfather, and peaches are generally very, very expensive. I guess they're kind of expensive here, but definitely in Taiwan. This is like something you gift when you're going to somebody's house. For you that week, we bought peaches like eggs, but not anymore because eggs are really expensive. This is before that. 12 in a box, more than we'd had in years. Pink-skinned and white-fleshed, portrait of Yang Guifei in the morning, supple and unblemished. The fridge became a vault that only the right aunt at the right hour could open. She sliced a wedge into tiny dice, rolled into your bowl, no longer ceramic. We watched them tremble and brown on your fork and relearned what it meant to be eager. The dilemma arose when 4 remained. 6 weeks had passed, and so they wrinkled. We each touched the peaches. But no one was hungry, not even at dinner. The poor man's tax. My aunts call and asks me to buy 20 tickets this time. They will pay me back, they assure me, even though I have bought them and then do not ask. They conjure the years my father drove to the store, a not-on-the-way stop on our way home, spending $1 gas to buy $2 paper. How all I saw was an augury of loss, the weekly drop into state coffers. These slips, stacked into a hand, grow warm now, between my palms for hours. All right, and this next two, they go together, the day before and Shuzang. I've never read them without splitting them, but I'm just going to go from one to the other, okay? All right. We mist gifted orchids and pluck anthers off lilies. I find the water in my throat to ask my nearsighted cousins what they will wear tomorrow. It feels important to know how to cry with glasses on. Shuzang, you always flossed and wore collared shirts. Did you know the ash would be white? I expected the gray of attic labels and alley cats, that the urn would open and pour out the earth like shavings. But it was lustrous. Burned into stardust, sun sand and moonbanks, front teeth and fresh paint, magician's wave and cufflinks. I will burn paper money for you. And because I had the other peach poem, I have to do another peach poem. It's the last poem in the book. August peaches. We must eat the peaches today, for they are about to burst. We left them like still art until they softened our longing and stored each sunset. But now it is late summer and no one else is coming to visit. In our palms, they crump into twice-sliced stars, pressed in on the edges, sluicing blushed juice. One brush with water might bruise its furred flesh. We might dive to kiss the counter. Lick the lines on our fingers and suck every ounce oozed out. The first bite will set off its nectared geyser, bright and quick. Tart sweet meteor chasing the inch of our chins our tongues cannot reach. And then, do I have time for one more?
That's all.
Well, I'll just do one out of respect. But this one, Denton founded Cutleaf in Eastover Press, and they just took this. This is actually one of my favorite poems that I did not give up on. I really loved it, and magazines weren't taking it, but I'm so, so glad Cutleaf has it. It's called Cupcakes for No Occasion. Will be my last poem. On winter mornings, she plucks the red-rimmed box mix and stamps its torn cardboard with a thumbprint of oil, cracks the wobble out of 2 eggs, and pours water from a cup thick as my father's glasses. With one arm, she hugs the ribbed bowl, as her other spins dust into ribbon gold, holding her breath in case the mixer swallows the air in the house, and us along with it. The vinyl floors exhale in the shape of her bare feet, and she slides the tin into the oven, as if her mittened hands are sending another letter to my father. Except these return sooner and sweeter. The sponge yawns vanilla into the air, onto our tongues, a pillow and shield. A flavor I yearn for years later, alone one morning in an empty apartment, the water glass fogging as I raise it to my lips. Thank you.